Hello my dear students, welcome back. Today in this video we will continue with our remaining chapter, the interrelationship between the living things. So let's continue. Dear children, pictures of some animals are shown. Can you guess their names? Yes, it's dog, donkey, cow, hen, camel, sheep, etc. What are these animals called as? These animals are called as domestic animals. And now we will see why do we keep them. I want the answer. Come on, tell me. Yes, very good. We keep them because they meet some of our needs. But how? Can you tell me why do we keep dogs? Yes, because they guard our house. We get eggs and chicken from hen. Donkeys help us to carry burdens. Cow, goats, buffaloes gives us milk. And sheep gives us wool. But if they help us to satisfy our needs, do we have any duty towards them? Yes, a very important duty. And what is it? We have to take care of them very well. We should feed them on time. And not only on time, but we should give them healthy and nutritious diet, same as we eat. Do we eat any junk food continuously? No. We do eat healthy and nutritious diet. Am I right? So in the same way, they too need a nutritious diet. In case if they are not well, we should take them to vet. Now what is vet? It is animals doctor. We should always keep one thing in our mind, that if we love them, they too will return our affection. Understood, my dear students? Let's proceed. Do you know? Dear children, we have learned how these domestic animals are useful to us. Here we would add something more to our knowledge, that even their excreta is useful to us. Now, what do you mean by excreta? It means waste material from their body. So, let's begin. The cattle dung is made into the dung cakes. In the picture itself you can see them. Yes or no? These dung cakes are used as the fuel while cooking. They are combustible. Now what do you mean by combustible? It means they burn very easily. But while burning, they give out smoke. And this is the biggest disadvantage. Why? Because this smoke is harmful to our health. We can also prepare gobar gas. This gobar gas is also used as fuel for domestic purposes. But it burns without the smoke. That means without giving out the smoke, it burns. This cattle dung is also used for plastering the mud houses. In the village itself you all have seen. Not everyone, but some of them must have seen. Yes or no? Which provides protection to our houses. We get manures from cattle dungs and sheep pellets, which are good for crops. Farmers use these manures while growing crops. It helps them to improve the fertility of the soil so that we can yield more and more crops. Okay? So understood students how not only the domestic animals but even their excreta are useful to us? So my children, as we need animals, even plants are useful to us. Now we'll ask you one question. Tell me how the plants can be useful to us. What do we get from the plants? Come on, answer me. Yes, my dear children, you all are very smart and you all are very clever. We get food grains, vegetables, fruits, flowers, cotton wool, and many more. All these are very useful to us. Yes or no? Food grains help us to satisfy our hunger. Vegetables and fruits also. Flowers, what do we do with the flowers? Yes, we prepare garland. What do we do with the cotton wool? We prepare or we make cotton clothes. But do you know, growing plants is not an easy task. That means it is very hard work. Lot of efforts a farmer take. What do the farmer do? First, the farmer tills the land. Then he sow the seeds, water them, add proper manure, spray pesticides. Why do the farmers spray pesticide? Yes, to protect the crops from the pest. Now what is a pest? You all know? They are destructive animals, okay, which destroy the crops. So here we understand that plants and animals both help us to satisfy our needs. One more thing keep in mind. The way we depend on our environment, even other living things also satisfy their hunger from environment only. Example, if we take chameleons. You all know chameleons? What is the specialty about chameleons? Yes, it can change its colors. So what do the chameleon eat? It eats insects. What do the snake eat? Snake will eat mice and frogs. Tiger eat deer. Goats and sheep, they will eat what? Yes, they eat leaves of plants. Cattle eat grass. So in this way, our environment help us to satisfy the needs of all the living things. Let's learn something new. A new term, arboreal. My dear students, this is very interesting. This word arbor comes from the Latin word which means tree, and arboreal means living in trees. You all can see in the picture two animals. Yes, which are they? Monkeys and squirrel. Where do they live? They live on trees. And when they live on trees, it gives them some advantage. And what are these? They save themselves from enemies. Why? Because they go and stay on a height, that is on the top of the tree. And while staying there, they even eat the fruits of the tree to satisfy their hunger. Such animals which are living in the trees, they are said to be an arboreal animals. But do you know, these arboreal animals are very useful to us. But how? Yes, they unknowingly help us to grow the trees. Let's see. While eating the fruits, they spread the seeds here and there through their droppings. And in this way, new trees grow in different places. That means when they spread the seeds, they go under the soil, and when the rainy season comes, new trees grow in the different places. And these trees are very useful to all the birds. Why? Because it is the shelter to them. Yes or no? You will have seen birds building the nest. And after building their nest, what do? They lay eggs, and even they hatch their eggs on them. So, understood how these arboreal animals are useful to us?
Do you know? An egret rides on a buffalo's back. My dear students, what can you see in a picture? An egret is sitting on a buffalo's back. But now you will think, why the egret is sitting on a buffalo's back? So, my dear students, some egrets satisfy their hungers by eating insects. but these insects are hidden in tall grasses. So egret cannot see them. So what happens, you know? When buffalo enters into the grass for grazing, the insects are frightened and come out of the grass. This helps egrets to catch and eat them up. This is another example of living things getting their food from the environment. Yes or no? So here we come to know that all the living things satisfy their needs from the environment. Dear students, come on, tell me, how many seasons are there? But first we will understand what is seasons. Season is division of year marked by changes in weather pattern. Generally, sometimes we find that the weather is sunny or sometimes it is cloudy. Yes or no? You all know how many seasons are there. We have studied in the previous classes. Come on, tell me now. Which are they? Yes, they are summer, rainy and winter. Now in present, which season we are enjoying? Yes, it's rainy season. Every year, you all wear raincoats, take new umbrellas and come to school. Yes or no? But this year it is not so. But it's fine. So, how do you save yourself from getting wet in rain? Yes, we wear raincoats. Some of them, our parents, they use umbrella. And what else we do in this season? Yes, we eat tasty pakoras and drink hot soups. After this season, which season we are going to enjoy? Yes, it will be winter season. So what type of clothes do you wear in the winter season? We wear woolen clothes, sweater, muffler, etc. Yes or no? In this season, we do not eat ice creams or we do not drink cold water. Why? Because the weather is very cold. And then comes summer season. How do we enjoy summer season? Come on, tell me. Yes, we wear cotton clothes. We drink plenty of water. We eat ice creams, cold drinks. Yes or no? And the most important, we enjoy our longest vacation of the year. So, my dear students, here we understand that the seasonal changes, that means the changes in the season, will affect the lifestyle of human beings. That means our clothes pattern or our diet pattern will be changed according to the changes in the season.
In previous slide we have seen how the seasonal changes affect the human beings. So now let's see how these seasonal changes will affect our trees. My dear students, what do you see in a picture? Yes, it's a tree. But where are the leaves? The tree has shaded its leaves. That means, what do you mean by shaded leaves? That means the leaves from the tree has fallen down. This season, that means this winter season, when the tree shed the leaves, is also known as the season of Pongal. Okay? After this season, that means after the winter season, when the tree has already shedded the leaves, the summer season comes. And what changes takes place in summer season? The tree will start getting the new leaves. That means the tree will appear to be as having the copper color, small new leaves. And after this summer season, when the rainy season comes, these small leaves will turn into big leaves and it will turn into the green color. So normally during the rainy season we see greenery everywhere and we enjoy watching this sight. Yes or no? Dear children, in the previous two slides we have seen how the seasonal changes affect the human beings and the trees. In this slide we would see how the changes in the season will affect some animals. Which animals you can see in the picture? Yes, they are sheep, goat, rabbit. Can you all observe any changes on their bodies? And what are it? Yes, we can see thick growth of hair on their body. So, what happens in winter season? They have thick growth of hair on their bodies. And why it happens so? To save them from the cold. This will help them to maintain their body temperature and would survive in cold weather. So understood? Here we come to know that the changes in the season will affect all the living things. Dear students, are you able to identify this picture? What is it? Yes, it's mango moher. By the end of winter, mangoes start blossoming. That means mango trees start blossoming. And finally, our wait is over. Do you know about what am I talking? Looking at this moher, we understand that now we would enjoy eating the king of fruits. What is it? You all know? Which fruit is called the king of fruits? Yes, it is mango. So, not only mangoes, but we would also enjoy eating various items prepared from it, like amras, mango pickle, etc. Wow, my mouth started watering. And yours? And finally, the summer season starts. Now we see the market is full of mangoes. Mangoes are grown all over Maharashtra, but especially the Konkan region is famous for its mangoes. We enjoy eating mangoes like Hapus Amba, that is Alfonso mangoes, Kesar, etc. In this season, we also enjoy eating cashew nuts. You all know cashew apples, red and yellow color? Yes. In June, we can see the sky is full of black clouds. This shows it's time for the rainy season. During this season, we also begin to get other fruits, and which are they? Jackfruits, that is fanas, jamuns, karvanda, etc. In previous slide of arboreal animals, we have seen the animals like monkeys and squirrel scatter the seeds of fruits. Yes or no? Remember? Now, do you know what happens to these seeds? These seeds sprouts and new plants grow there with the help of water and sunlight. But from where do this water comes? Yes, the rainwater helps them to grow. During the rainy season, we also enjoy watching the rainbow. Yes or no? You all know how many colors are there in the rainbow? Very good. There are 7 colors. What else do we enjoy during this rainy season? We see one special animal. You all know which animal am I talking about? Yes, very good. I am talking about frogs. We also hear their croaking sound. But have you ever thought, where do these frogs disappear in winter and summer season? No? Okay, wait. I'll explain. These frogs go deep under the ground for a long period of slumber. Now, what do you mean by slumber? S-L-U-M-B-E-R. You all know the meaning of slumber? That means they are deep sleep. They are in a very deep sleep. The frog sleeps very deeply for at least 7 to 8 months. That means in winter and summer season. And why do they sleep? Because they cannot bear this hot and cold climate. So understood, my dear students, how the seasonal changes affects all the living things. All the living things means including human beings, animals and plants. Okay? I hope you all have understood the chapter. Next, we would solve the textual exercise and worksheet. Till then, stay home and stay safe. Thank you.